Hi, it's Kevin Antosh again with another point of sale buying tip. And we're not going to go fancy on this one. We're just going to dive right into it. And this is related to calculating TCO for a point of sale system. That could be defined as, I guess, either true cost of ownership or total cost of ownership. The idea here is as you're searching for a system, you want to know how much it's going to cost you. And for the sake of keeping things fairly simple, we're going to assume that your business needs point of sale system, and you're going to plan on the point of sale system lasting about 6 years. You're actually going to have two systems technically. You're going to have one that's kind of your cash register system, and then you're going to have another system in the back office that's kind of the manager's system, for running reports and printing barcode labels and all that fun stuff. So you obviously want to keep things in mind. There's variables here I'm trying to cover, but everything, but it's tough. So I picked out some real world examples from past experience. And so what we've got here is, I already said what we're assuming here. So system A is going to be our Windows-based solution that we're going to purchase outright. And system B is a mobile or a tablet point of sale system. We're going to buy the hardware for it, but we're going to pay a monthly fee for our software and support. And then system C is, again, this one's going to be a Windows-based point of sale system, but we're going to plan on leasing it. I'll tell you right up front, the total cost of ownership on a leased system varies greatly because of the interest rates and your credit, and then how long you're going to lease it for. My advice is shop around, obviously, for leasing. It's probably a good idea to go a shorter term lease. Reason being is if something breaks, you don't want to be paying a lease payment for something that's out of warranty and broken. And in the same regards, it's good to lease to own, so you actually end up owning the equipment at the end of the lease. Okay, so we're going to focus really on just System A and System B. So System A, we've got our software cost up front of $2,860. Now for System B, we have to take that monthly fee to use the software and then multiply that by 72 months. That's why that looks so big up front, $9,000 plus dollars. But keep in mind that's over 72 months. Whereas this, we're just buying the software outright. We've got our hardware costs and our peripheral costs. So hardware is like, either the computer and the monitor or the iPad and the stand. And then peripherals are things like your cash drawer, your receipt printer, barcode scanner, barcode label printer, things like that. Those are pretty similar here. And again, we're getting enough equipment for two systems, one up front at the counter and one in the back in the office. Training, real world experience, a Windows-based system, you're generally going to be needing some formal training on how to use it. Even the most computer savvy folks I've worked with need training. There's just unique things about point of sale, unless you've worked with it. Where on the other hand, the tablet or the mobile solutions, basically if someone gives you a 1 or 2 hour overview, you're good to go. Installation, same sort of thing. There's complexities. This isn't Windows-based stuff that's just plug and play. There's quirky little things going on here, so generally there's some installation labor, or at least some configuration before they ship it to you labor when Windows point of sale systems are involved. Whereas the mobile or the tablet solutions, pretty much, I won't say plug and play, but we'll call it self-install. It's pretty straightforward. Of course, you're going to need some paper and labels. That's going to run about the same. Some various accessories, a UPS uninterruptible power supply, or battery backup, cables, maybe a new router or things like that. That's probably going to run about the same. So that kind of gets us started here, and then we've got our own ongoing costs, which we're going to say are from years 2 through 6. So we've got our supplies, again about the same, about 180 bucks a year, or about 900 over the course of 5 years. Equipment failure. I'm going to assume that you're not getting a warranty, and you're just going to budget $500 a year for things that might break or need replacing or repairing. And so that's going to work out the same. Now here's where the scale reverses. So annual support, if you go with a Windows-based system, you're going to pay an annual support contract, like a help desk contract, things like that, or you're going to pay per support call. And so good average, honest average, about $550 a year. So about $2,750 over the course of 5 years. Whereas now that tablet solution, they include software support. In most cases, they include support in that monthly fee. See very few exceptions to that, assuming you're not abusing how often you're calling. And then, of course, software upgrades. We've got EMV coming up in 2015. There's probably going to be something at least every year that's going to require you to update or upgrade your software, and so you're going to have to pay for that. Again, an honest, real-world average for the type of business we're talking about $232 a year. Whereas, again, in the vast majority of the systems that run on mobile devices, they include that. So our final result over the 6 years is kind of, I'll let you draw your own conclusions. I won't even throw anything into this. You can see how close they are in price. A Windows-based point-of-sale system versus a mobile or tablet-based point-of-sale system. At the end of 6 years, what both are going to cost you. They're within. I didn't do this on purpose. I put the numbers in first based on some old quotes and calculations and, again, real-world experience, and that's where it came out. So there you go. Draw your own conclusion. The only thing I did not include was merchant services fees, because that varies depending on what products you're selling, your credit rating, how long you've been in business, average dollar amount of each transaction, things like that. And of course, merchant services is not point of sale, it's the fees that you pay to the company that provides your debit and credit card processing services. So I hope that made good sense. As always, feel free to contact me if you are in need of any free and unbiased point of sale related information or advice.